let's talk about something that I'm sure plagues a ton of prop traders. If you know the rules, why is it so incredibly hard to follow them? You see, most traders understand what max drawdown is, but they still end up hitting it. That's the real problem we're going to break down right now. And that right there, that's really the heart of the issue, isn't it? Failing a prop firm challenge isn't about not knowing the rules. It happens in the heat of the moment. When the market's moving against you, the P&L is flashing red, and that intense pressure to make back a loss starts to take over. So what really happens? I mean, what does that downward spiral actually look like, moment to moment? Let's dissect the exact sequence of events that consistently turns a good trading plan into a blown account. Okay, so let's get into the breakdown sequence. And what's so interesting about this is that hitting your max drawdown, it's almost never the result of one single catastrophic mistake. No, it's a predictable pattern, a sequence that unfolds step by step. It all starts out so well. You've got your daily plan, everything's laid out, then you take that first loss. And look, that's completely normal, right? That's part of the game. But it's the reaction to that loss. That's where everything starts to go off the rails. A new trade gets put on, not because the plan said so, but out of this desperate need to recover. And just like that, the strategy is broken and the spiral has officially begun. And this is where the big mental shift happens. You're no longer thinking about executing your strategy for a profit. Nope. The new goal, whether you admit it to yourself or not, is just get back to even. You're chasing recovery now, and that just poisons every single decision from here on out. So with every one of those reactive trades, your overall risk, your exposure, it just keeps climbing. It's like you're digging a hole. You might only see the shovelful you're taking out at that moment, but the hole is getting deeper and deeper and way, way harder to climb out of. The situation gets dangerous fast. And this is it. This is the exact moment where discipline just breaks. That calm, rational plan you made before the market opened, it doesn't stand a chance against the emotional heat of trying to chase back a loss. This isn't a detour. It's a direct highway to hitting your drawdown limit. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. It's not one trade. It's never just one trade. It's a chain reaction of small, poor decisions. Taking an entry that wasn't in your plan, moving a stop loss. All these little things compound, and they lead you to that one inevitable place. Failure is a process. All right, so we've seen what happens. We've walked through the sequence, but now let's dig a little deeper and talk about why. What is the real fundamental problem that lets this whole destructive cycle happen over and over again? And here's the absolute truth of it. Your strategy doesn't control your behavior. You can have the most brilliant, back-tested, profitable strategy in the world, but it means nothing if you can't actually follow it when you're feeling the pressure of a loss. It just becomes a list of suggestions that are so easy to ignore. So if the strategy isn't what's in control, then what is? Well, the answer is your execution. The how. How you actually enter, manage, and exit your trades, that's what truly dictates your results. Your system of execution is where the real power lies. And you can see the difference so clearly here. On one side, you've got reactive trading. It's manual, it's driven by emotion, it's all about chasing that recovery. And under pressure, it's completely unreliable. Then you look at planned trading. It's all about controlled execution, it's driven by the strategy, it's focused on managing risk. The rules are enforced no matter what. So this leads us to the solution, what we call controlled execution. And this is not about trying to have more willpower or being more disciplined. It's about changing the system itself. It's about using tools that automatically enforce the rules you already set for yourself. This way, when you're under pressure, you are literally prevented from making those emotional, account-ending mistakes. Okay. So making this shift is what paves the path to consistency. It's what really separates the traders who keep blowing accounts from those who successfully manage their capital for the long haul. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it means your risk limits are enforced automatically, your trade frequency is controlled, which stops that revenge trading impulse, your daily loss limits are respected because the system just cuts you off. It literally dismantles that whole breakdown sequence we talked about before it can even get started. The biggest takeaway here should be this. Consistent traders aren't better fortune tellers. They don't have a crystal ball. They just operate differently. Their edge comes from controlling their execution, plain and simple. When you really get down to it, it all comes back to one thing. Survival comes first. You can't be profitable if you're not in the game. And without a system to control your execution, hitting your max drawdown, well, it's not really a question of if it's going to happen, it's just a question of when. So, look, if this whole breakdown sequence sounds painfully familiar and you're just ready to get off that roller coaster, we've put a link in the description that can really help you put a proper system in place. That link will take you to a tool called PropTrader Pro. It's designed to do exactly what we've been talking about, to give you that controlled execution you need to build real, lasting consistency.